excited to be here with you again tonight, John and April, live on a Wednesday night. And we have not been making every Wednesday night lately, but that's okay.
We here, y'all.
We are here. So it just came to my attention last week when I was watching the episode back that music was not playing for the opening the last 2 weeks that we did this.
Nope. And I was getting down, and
Right.
it wasn't even.
It would start once we
it.
came back live like this, but then during the thing, it wasn't playing. I was like, what in the world, man?
Yeah. Y'all ain't even say nothing.
They probably weren't paying attention.
Probably not.
They didn't notice it at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's dope music, though.
It'll wake you up.
Yeah. You were feeling sleepy right before this,
Yeah,
and
I
now
was
you're awake.
And I was like,
Hey, you're always that kind of person, though. What's up, y'all?
That's true. Hey,
So
guys.
we should probably shout out some people. What's up, Primo? Good to see you.
Hey, Primo.
Glad you are here. Madeline, what's up? Glad you're here as well. What's up, Woo?
What up, Woo?
Thank you for the compliment. We've been trying to change it up to make it so that it's not exactly the same as it's been for years now. And Abigail, good night to you as well. We love you too.
Yes, good night.
And glad you guys are here tonight. And we are excited about tonight's topic as usual. We do want to say that we missed last week. It's like every other week,
I
basically.
think you need to just go ahead and just
Make it every other week?
Yes.
Change the schedule?
Just be settled with that.
Jeremiah's
you know?
here, by the way. What's up,
Hey,
Jeremiah? Good to see you, man. Your favorite Graham is
Hey,
here.
Graham.
What's up, man?
What's up?
G, Gary.
My favorite Graham.
So what's funny is we have not been planning to skip every other, but last week April had I don't remember what it was.
Event at school.
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
NHS junior
they don't
NHS.
care about that,
They
baby.
probably don't care at
No.
all. Whatever it was, she got home mad late. She got home after 9 o'clock, which of course is the time that we start. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't have worked. So it just so happens that life has been crazy, and we have not been able to be here
I
every
think we
single
just
week.
have to come on when we can come on. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think so, too.
I think the people get that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
but I think it does impact whether or not they come.
I
Because
don't think so.
I do.
The chimes are,
Always ready for a
our
chime.
peeps, man. They
Yeah.
come on. They be ready.
So thanks, Chimes. Thanks for your support and your love, and for coming on when we
Yes.
come on.
We love the
We try to be on
chimes.
every week, but if we can't,
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try.
And we had a good topip. It wasn't like we had nothing to talk about. It's just you weren't physically
I mean,
here for us to be able
look,
to
we
do the
just
show.
have to do what we can these days.
True. That's how it works.
We do. We got to just do what we can.
So
you know?
on that note, I should probably say that I did not do my homework assignment.
No, he did not.
At the last episode, we started off talking about Harry and Meghan, and everybody was going crazy about what I was saying. And of course, that wasn't what I was saying. But I was like, I'll watch it just so I can see what y'all talking about. And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch not 1 minute.
He
of
didn't
Harry and
watch
Meghan.
1 minute. But I will say, you have a new position. You got a new job. You've
I've been
been
busy.
working,
I have
babe.
been.
You've been working.
Yes.
You know what grown people should do.
And
you
when
know?
it came time for me to watch something, I wasn't watching that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched a couple basketball games this week. That's not true. I watched one basketball game. It was the Knicks and the Lakers.
Well, all I know is you need to watch because you're going to adore them after.
I doubt it.
I already adored them, but I adore them even more.
So
oh my
Jeremiah
goodness,
says
Jeremiah.
he told us there was no music in the opening the first week.
But John read the message
wrong.
wrong.
Oh. So basically what you're saying is reading is fundamental. That's what you're saying.
You do be reading the
So
messages
Jeremiah
wrong
knew it. I
sometimes,
do be
though.
reading them wrong. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean-
Now, you sure you didn't have no typos, though, Jeremiah? It might have been you, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Jeremiah usually doesn't have typos.
That's
he,
true.
He does.
He
does
proofreads his
pretty-
joint before he
yeah,
presses
does.
enter, unlike the rest of us.
I appreciate that.
So you said there was no music, and
Wow.
so Jeremiah, can you remember what I said? Like when I read it wrong,
No,
what was
yeah.
what was it that I said instead to get it wrong? You know what I'm saying?
So I knew
So
I said
good
there
look,
had to be
man.
a chime. There had to be a chime out there to say
Yeah.
something.
Jeremiah's
you
always
know.
looking out for us, man.
He is. We
Thank
appreciate
you, man.
that.
Yeah. So next time we'll know a little bit better. But anyway, I fixed it. Whatever it's basically something with the update that made it so that it would mute the music when we went to that scene, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, and I figured it out the other day.
Okay, I gotta look at John and make sure he's not gonna go into explaining the
Too much, right?
technical
Right. 'Cause
background
no one
as to
cares.
why.
No one cares at all. Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
go into all that.
Okay,
Okay.
so what we talking about, babe? Are we gonna start talking? Are you ready to start getting into the conversation?
I think so.
Or are you still warming up? Because I am really, really, really sleepy tonight, and I
You are.
don't.
But
I
you're not
don't
acting
know-
sleepy right now.
I mean, this wakes me up, but I'm saying like I'm excited, because I love talking and
right,
everything.
right.
But I on my eyes, my body is like, I
Why aren't you
cannot wait
sleeping?
to get up in that bed. I'm gonna
Right.
just tell you that. I'm gonna do a double backflip, triple, whatever you say.
Tuck double back to a layout step out
Exactly.
into the bed.
That's what I'm gonna do into the bed tonight. Okay.
Oh man, I'm kind of sleepy too. But after the show, I'm never as sleepy.
No, and
at
I
the
am
end.
like, man, after the
Yeah.
show, I'd be hype and
Right.
like
That's
I
really
want to
the
be
problem.
ready to go to bed.
Right.
And
Do you want to make
it
the show an
takes
hour
me-
earlier?
No, I
Exactly,
did not.
exactly.
No way. Are you kidding me?
Now, I do want to say this. This is something different. I'm actually cold right now.
And that's.
Are you cold?
I'm very cold.
I wish you had kept the
and-
heater on back there.
What?
Yeah.
Listen, that makes me so excited when John says he wants the heater because I want the heater every night.
I never want it.
He don't want the
'Cause
heater,
especially in the bed.
So
it'd
when
be
I
hot.
say,
You know what I'm saying?
hey babe, can I turn on the heater? He's like, yes, it's cold. I'd be like, yes. No, I'd be so happy,
You'd be
y'all.
way too happy
so
about that. It doesn't
happy
make any
about
sense.
that. And like right now, I'm freezing. Would you like for me to go back there and turn it on?
Nah, because I think the conversation's gonna warm us up.
Okay.
You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
Because I'm
So
like
Miss Straight Up No
actually
Chaser said, "Bring it." She's ready
shaking.
to
Hey,
go. What's up?
Okay, she's ready. All right.
So it is now time. All right. So here's the topic for tonight. Is it okay to ask for what you want?
Now, is that really the topic? Because that is the topic, but I think it's more specific to our situation.
Yes.
And I think other couples may be able to relate to this, but I think that it is specific to us and what we've been through the past month, I guess you would say.
Yes.
I mean, our whole marriage actually.
Exactly.
But I mean, like coming to this, this realization. It's so funny because you really continue to come up with realizations, end up having realizations even after years, even after having the same, I don't even want to say argument because it's not necessarily an argument anymore. It's now, every time now it's not an argument. It's more of a discussion.
I
It
agree.
used to be an argument every time.
Yes.
Now it's more of a discussion. We've gotten to that point where
and
we're
I
not
will-
arguing about it anymore.
And I will agree with you that if you're really trying to work in your marriage, you should be coming up with new realizations, even about the same old stuff.
Right.
So let me just set it up.
Yeah. Set it up.
So April and I have done work on love languages for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's already doing it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
April and I have been doing work on love languages for a long time, but the thing is, it's embarrassing actually how we've been doing it because for years, April and I have been recommending to couples the book, The 5 Love Languages, in order to help them through their marital issues. But we ourselves, we knew the concepts and we understood what it was about, but we didn't ourselves go through the thing, so we didn't know what our love languages were, and we hadn't read the book from cover to cover. We'd read pieces of it, I'd read chapters and stuff like that, but I knew enough to be able to make recommendations to people, but that was it.
Right.
So we finally one day decided, let's do the test and figure out what our love languages are, and we were very surprised. First of all, we weren't surprised that we had quality time in common. That was not surprising. We've always loved to spend time with each other. But where we were surprised is that my highest love language is April's lowest, and her highest is my lowest. So my highest is acts of service. That was her lowest, and her highest is words of affirmation. That was
And
my
John's was
lowest.
0.
You always say that, but it wasn't 0.
Wait, it was 0.
It was like 1.
That's basically 0.
Okay.
At least my acts of service is like,
Right.
5.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
So here's the point, though. The point is that down through the years, our arguments have usually been, and our disagreements have usually been around acts of service or
Words of
words of
affirmation.
affirmation.
Yeah.
And so once
Yeah.
we made that discovery, that was huge for us.
Right.
We really leaned into recommending it to people after that even more because we
Exactly.
really understood the concepts now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
And I believe in it.
Oh, there's no question. I do
believe
too.
it is true. I believe that there is something to that. There's
Yes.
more than just something to that, but I believe that if you don't think that it's actually real, you have to, read it and do it and
And just in case people don't know what the 5 love languages is, it's the theory that basically you can tell somebody you love them, but they may not actually feel it. The way that they're going to feel love is when you speak their love language, when you present the love in a way that is
catered to their
their way of receiving love.
okay.
Okay, so that's it. All right, so
Right,
now,
that was good.
oh, that's very good. So here's the issue, right? The problem that we've been having is that with me specifically, when it comes to acts of service, I have always been a little bit leery of wanting to ask for what it is that I want from April because I'm always nervous about not wanting the act that she gives to me to feel like it's not genuine. I don't want it to feel like it's forced or like she's only doing it because I asked her. So I usually won't ask for the act of service. And then, of course, I guess she has to just read my mind and figure out what it is. I don't know.
Just read his mind or guess. But, I mean, if anybody can relate to this, are you the type of person, who I want you to just be able to, relate to this. Are you the type of person that that would want your partner to just know what it is that you want? You know what I'm saying? That's what we want, to kind of the thought process right now. Because for me, there are times when I think I get it right.
No question.
There are times when I can kind of guess what it is that he wants, and I can do that. But there are other times when, babe, I don't know what it is that you want.
Right.
And I might do something else, and you're
trying
like,
to fulfill my love
trying
language.
to fulfill it,
Right.
thinking that I am,
Yes.
or not doing anything at all, just being regular, going to regular day
Right.
when you wanted something specific, and you
Right.
thought that I don't know. So you answer that question. How do you how do you think that I will know what it is that you want?
Right.
When we're going regular day, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think that's what baffles me about this love language.
So the thing is that down through the years, what I've always said to you is, you've been married to me for a long time. You know me. You know these are the things that I like, and you'll be like, yeah, but how do I know that's what you want right now? And I'm like,
Yeah, because
well,
I have given you things that you want what I think you want, and
Right.
then you're like, oh man, sorry, babe, I didn't really want that tonight. I wanted
Right,
this
right,
or whatever.
right.
So that's really the question, because I think that's hard for people like you.
Yes.
When you
So-
want it to be genuine. So
Yes. So here's the thing that we
Yeah.
did, because this is really where it comes to a head. The issue for us has always been this. It's always been this sort of, and I don't want to say always, right? Because April gets it right a lot. There are a lot of times that you get it right because you know me and you can tell when I need a certain thing, but there have been other times when you didn't get it right, and this has been the whole thing. You've been like, yo, how am I supposed to know?
yeah,
Why don't
and
you
I
just tell
think
me?
those times you actually needed something, and I didn't pick that up.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
yes.
so that's really the thing too. Either you may not be giving the cues at all, or I just didn't pick them up because my mind might be on something. You know what I'm saying? So I before you go into it, I do want to
Okay.
say that I read
Okay.
about the 5 love languages. I was just kind of reading up on your love language.
Yes.
And it says that the most powerful acts for people with acts of service
Mm-hmm.
are those that are done spontaneously or without asking.
Yes.
Acts that supersede expectations.
Right. So the thing that makes this one so tough, at least for us, is that I think if April had a higher acts of service score, then she would understand this a little bit better, and maybe it wouldn't be so baffling from time to time. But because your acts of service score is low, I think it's hard for you to understand why or what it is that I even would want in that circumstance. And so I think that's correct. I think for me and other acts of service people, the strongest ones are the ones that are spontaneous and where I don't have to ask. But the assumption that was made was that I would never like it, that it would never fulfill my love language if I had to ask for it. And so we decided to do something different this time.
Yeah, so we decided, because we had another discussion. It was not an
This
argument.
was not an argument.
It was a
Yeah,
discussion.
and this is like a month ago. So
Yeah,
this is
it was
recent.
a discussion,
Yes.
and I love that they're now discussions.
I do too.
I
It's
do.
nice.
I like that.
We're evolving.
We are evolving. Where there are discussions, and we said, you know what? Let's just try. I said, babe, let's just try it. Have you ever tried to just ask me?
I think I actually said it myself. I actually said, I think I want to try it. I said, maybe I should just ask.
Yeah,
and,
you
and then
did.
and then
I
you said, maybe you should.
Maybe you should. Like,
Right.
just try it.
And then you said
see.
something that I didn't hear. I'd never heard you say it this way before. Then you said, I mean, it's like I'm supposed to read your mind. Now, you've said that before, but you've never said it like that. There was like angst in your voice when you said it this time.
Really? I don't
Yes,
remember
and
that.
I heard it differently for the first time. It's actually, it felt like my first time ever hearing you say it. It's like you were
So that was
saying
the
it
first
from
time you ever listened?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's like this time you were saying from the depths of you. You know what I'm saying? There was something in you that was almost like despair.
Yeah,
Like, I can never get this right. Why don't you just ask me?
And you know what? I think that's where I was, because
Right.
it's like 22 years of the same, well, not argument anymore,
Right,
discussion now.
Right. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
It's like, what am I supposed to do? I cannot
Yes.
read your mind.
Yes.
I'm not getting this right.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not going to get it right.
Right,
Like,
right.
it-
But
you know,
do get it right sometimes.
I know I do.
I would
but
say you get it right more times than you get it wrong.
okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear
I
that.
definitely feel that way.
But I feel like when I don't get it right, that I'm not ever getting it right.
and that's another thing that
know
you
what I
have,
mean?
which is a different show.
That is a
It's
different show.
But,
That
but
is a
one
different
of
show.
one of your personality traits is that you really like to get things right, and for some reason, getting it wrong feels like you never get it right. And no
Or-
matter
or it
how much
could
I
be-
tell you, babe, you do
Is
this well.
it my personality or is it the way that you might give it? You know what I'm saying?
That's-
You
that's
might
true too,
give it in
April.
a way like
You're
at
right.
that moment in
Yes.
time. And I think this is
I get
acts of
super
service
critical about
people
it.
actually. I think this is acts of people. And I will say this too. Even if your acts of service is not number one, even if it's like 3,
Yes.
you could still have these issues about
I agree.
not wanting to ask.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's still a part of who you are.
That's true.
In the love language spectrum or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Okay, so we decided I would try asking. And so that next day, or maybe later that day, I don't remember. I asked for a particular thing from April. I don't remember what it was that I asked for. I may have asked you for to cook me a particular thing or something like that. I don't remember what it was.
I think you were like, "Will you make me a sandwich?"
It
It was or
right,
something like
something
that. Like, will you
Right.
make? It's
Which
always food.
Which
y'all.
I
It's
never.
always food.
It's always food. That's true. That's not true. That's not true. Sometimes it's another thing that I don't know if you want me to say on the air. It's not nasty or anything, but
What, nasty?
I'm just saying.
Why would you
it's-
say nasty?
You know,
What?
I'm just saying
What?
it's you know
Nasty?
it might be embarrassing.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
okay, go ahead.
Want me to tell it?
No, just go ahead.
You
I
sure?
mean, I'm sure they want to hear it.
Okay,
but-
I'll tell it then. So sometimes
Oh, I want you want me to wash your underwear?
no,
Oh.
no, it's not. No, that's not anything. Sometimes I want you to put Aquaphor on my feet.
Oh, I do that.
Yes, but I'm saying sometimes.
You don't want to ask.
Right.
Right.
Anyway,
And I have been really good at that lately. Where
have.
I'm like, hey,
You
babe,
have.
you want me to put some Aquaphor on your feet?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Anyway, so
That was embarrassing to you?
well, I thought it might be embarrassing to you. It wasn't
Why,
embarrassing
it's
to me
not
at all.
my feet.
I know, but I'm just saying. I didn't know if you want people to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Anyway,
Okay.
So here's the point. The point is that day I asked April to do whatever it was, make a sandwich. I can't remember what that was. If
It
that's
was
what
make a
but,
sandwich. I remember.
Can you make me a sandwich?
Yeah.
Whatever. I was actually surprised at how it made me feel before she even made the sandwich.
Okay, so explain that.
Your response to my question gave me my love language.
Ah.
It was like
Ooh,
the
this
best
is
way to describe
good.
it was like your face lit up, and what your face said was, "Oh, here's something that I can do for him where I know for a fact at the end of it he's going to be glad I did it." That was the facial expression that you and I for whatever reason, it's like the genuineness thing. That response did it for me.
Wow.
And the sandwich was good, and
Yeah.
obviously that was you make good sandwiches. That's not a problem. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I wasn't expecting that. So
You know
so
that-
I guess it actually fed my love language, even though I never thought it would.
Yes, and that really could be something that's actually good because for us as in relationships,
Yeah.
if someone asks for something and the response is or there's a gesture of annoyance or man, I got to get up, then that to me will make the person feel like, man, they don't want to do this for me.
Yes.
And could actually cause the love to feel like it's not quite all the way there.
So ask me that right now.
Ask you what?
Ask me what happened to me and what I realized is my real issue with why I don't want to ask.
What is your real issue? What is your real issue?
So
as
I
to why
did-
you don't want to ask.
Yeah, so I've been doing some real deep
Soul
introspection.
searching?
Yeah, I've been doing some introspection lately, right?
Okay.
You know that already. I've been
Yes.
sort of in this thing.
Yeah.
I say it's because I want the act to feel genuine. That's not actually it. I think that's a factor, but that's not the biggest factor. The biggest factor is fear of rejection. That's it. hands
Wow.
down.
Fear of me what? Saying responding in that way like
I don't think you
like-
would ever respond outwardly annoyed or anything like that on purpose. But I think I'm worried about you not responding with enthusiasm.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but for somebody who well, I'm trying to always figure out what it is you do want.
Right.
When I finally find out from your mouth what
Right.
it is, I'm like, yes.
Right.
Oh my
And
goodness.
and I wasn't expecting that response. And when you did it, I was like, oh my goodness, that was
Yeah,
great.
and so I think that when you're in seriously, like if you're with someone who you don't know what they want,
Right.
you're always trying to figure them out because
Right.
you are that kind of person. I don't think you realize that. You think you're, and I mean you're easy, but I'm saying,
Right.
but then you're not.
Right.
It's like you are, but
Right.
then you're not. Like
Right.
there's some specific things that you like,
Right.
and I would rather you just tell me. And so I feel like people who are in relationships that have that person who they're trying to figure out what to get them for their birthday, what to get, because once they get it, it's like, oh, that's not quite what I wanted, or I'm gonna take it back, or whatever. Like that happens. It makes you very, very happy when you realize, when you find out from them, this is what I want, and then you provide it,
Right.
and then they're happy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So I think this is a little bit different than, because the spontaneity that you want happens every so often.
Yes.
So you get that.
Tell
So I'm
me,
saying,
tell me when you're spontaneous. Like, are there times when where stuff is different and you're like feeling more spontaneous and you think you can do it, or what? Like how does that happen?
Yes.
How's that come
So
about?
okay, so there are times when I think I'm more spontaneous because I have time to think. I have the bandwidth to
Yes,
think.
right.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like if you know what I mean? Like
I do.
During quarantine, like I feel like my spontaneity went through the roof.
We always talk about it.
Okay,
how
that
I
was
felt like your
such-
acts of service were on
Guys,
point
that was
during
such
that
a great time because I feel like my brain was not
overcrowded.
It wasn't overcrowded,
Right.
Because I wasn't driving. I wasn't driving here and there. I
right.
wasn't going. Your
Right.
body wasn't exhausted at the end of the day.
Yes.
So I was able to think things through to figure out, okay, what am I going to do today? Ooh, how can I set this up? Sometimes I just don't have
Yeah.
the brain power. You know what I mean?
Especially because you use so much creativity with middle schoolers all day.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that it ends up
I think it
sucking
does.
the life out of you.
But I really
basically.
think we should give each other grace in that area
I
because
agree.
it's like, I'm not going to be able to read your mind. I'm not going to be able to figure it every day, all the time, when I got to deal with the kids. I got to go to work. I'm working full time. I have to do this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
we should give each other a little bit of some space to.
And I think I do that, but I also
I said
think
space again, by
you
the way.
did. You say it all the time. I actually do that, but I also think that when it comes to love language, sometimes a certain period of time can go by where you're not getting your love language and you can kind of be on empty. And in those situations, you're not operating from a space of a place of logic. Or you know what I'm saying, what you're doing doesn't necessarily make sense. It's
Right.
all emotional now because you're trying to fill that love tank. So
Exactly.
I don't know if if giving a person grace in that situation is necessarily at top of mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right. True.
Anyway, I'd love to see what people said just now.
I would too.
What are chimes? We
What
have
are
a lot of
chimes.
comments.
But I
to
will say
say
before you go down, I wanted to make sure we got this. Robert Parker says invest in a heated mattress. I've never heard of a
He
mattress
said a heated
pad.
mattress pad.
That's what I've never heard of a heated mattress pad.
Each person can set their own temp.
I
Game
will be
changer.
checking
That's
that
a great
out.
idea.
Thank you. I will be checking that out. John's over here shivering though.
I'm not
Which-
right now.
You didn't shiver just a second ago?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was
I'm
about
not
to
as
get
cold
excited.
anymore.
Like,
no,
yes, we're gonna have that heat on all night.
No,
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
as bad now. Jeremiah said I put something on the lines. Nice opening, but no music. And John said Jeremiah likes the opening
Oh,
and the
that
music.
is hilarious.
I jacked that.
That is hilarious.
Okay, so Primo
Okay.
says you guys' love language is obvious to those who know you. Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
So
So what are you saying? All the times knew, but you didn't? But you two didn't?
talking
I
about
don't
the I don't know.
Okay.
Boyd, hey man, how well do you read his mind, April?
I don't really think I do a good job.
I actually think she does a good job most of the time because the thing is I am simple. Like there's a very short list of things that I really care about.
I do know after a long day what he wants. Like
Right.
I do know those things. Like
Right.
I know I can read his mind. Yeah, I can read his mind in a
Right.
lot of situations. But
Right.
there are times when I can't because
So let me be honest with you. In those times, if I'm being 100% honest, I think there are times where my mood is such that there might not be anything you could do in that situation to really make it right. And those are the times where it's like you're missing. Because what you're trying to do is give me what I need. And in that time, I might just need space or time to decompress. And I have a hard time articulating that because I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything like that. So that's a really tough one.
Yeah, I mean you can tell me that anytime.
I don't know.
You can.
Raquel says, when I ask my partner his love language, he gets annoyed.
Wow.
T says, yes, read my mind. So it's not just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Madeline says he expects you to read his mind.
See, that's the thing. Yes, read my mind. It's like, I mean, yes, you want that, but no one can do that. I'm not
No one
saying,
can, but-
I'm not saying, now, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because I'm not saying
I
that,
read your mind on that one.
I am not saying that you can't try to figure out what it is that they need
Yeah.
without them telling you. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is, if they get it wrong, you can't get mad
Right.
because they can't read your mind. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. Yes.
So they might get a piece of it, but if they don't get it, you can't be upset at someone if you did not express your needs. Now, if they're not trying at all,
Right.
they're not even trying to do anything
Right,
that you
right,
need. Now that's
right.
a totally different,
I'm putting the topic
Okay.
back up just in case you guys don't know. If you're joining us now and you haven't actually, in fact, you should share this too because I think this is a
Yeah,
topic
go ahead and
that
share, guys.
you're going to want.
We
people
always
to
want
talk
you to
about.
share.
Yes, but that's what we're talking about right there. Sophia says, I feel like he should know some of my love languages. Forehead kiss makes me feel loved. I agree.
Yes.
I think we should know each other's love languages for
Definitely,
real.
definitely.
Like for real. That's a big
Right.
deal. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very necessary. I guess I shouldn't have this up while I'm putting up comments because you couldn't actually see that comment just now. See?
Oh,
Well, you
okay.
can, but you
a
couldn't
little
see
bit.
the thingy at the
Well,
same
I
time.
think you could take it down now.
Yeah, I'll take it down. Okay. Camila, hey, what's up? Dad, hey, Dad.
Hey,
Says,
Dad.
does it lessen the gift if you have to ask? And so that's what really the topic is tonight. That's really what we're talking about. I thought it would lessen it, and I was surprised at how it filled my love tank where I didn't mind asking.
But it wasn't the fact that you just said earlier that the thing that made you be okay with it was my response. And so
Yes.
that's what I was saying. I was saying that if you go ahead and are vulnerable enough to ask, then I think your partner has to respond in a way that says you can ask anytime.
So
you can ask again.
Okay.
And you won't get disappointed
So
by
if
my
you-
response. You
If
see
your
what I'm saying?
partner is not asking for their love language and you would like them to, then when they do ask, do not punish them by rejecting them in that situation.
Right.
Is basically what you're saying.
And if you have to say no, do it very gently.
right.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, babe, I'm really not feeling good right now. Or, oh, I've got to finish this assignment for
Right,
work.
right.
But as soon as I'm done,
Then I
I'll
can
get.
do it.
Then I can
Yes.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, there's
yes.
a way that you can.
Yes.
You can do that.
Primo says, April, I can tell you an act of service John wants every day. You're welcome. Yeah, we already know.
Moving right along.
According to my wife, this is Boyd, if she has to ask, it is not the same. Okay, so Boyd, what I'm saying is I've been saying that for 22 years. And I agree with you, it may not be exactly the same. So what I'm really advocating for tonight is I do not want my decision to start asking to give April the impression that she never needs to be spontaneous again.
And that's not what I am. What I took from that.
But I just want to make sure that Boyd and everybody else understands.
Exactly.
That's, what
and
we're
so
saying
we're
tonight.
not saying that. But what we are saying is there are times when I have seen in our relationship where John will continue to get more frustrated because there's something that he wants and I'm not fulfilling it. And I'm saying once you see that I'm not getting it, what am
Now I should probably ask. And
yeah,
say,
I mean,
hey, this is what I'm looking for.
and I'm saying, I always say this: I just feel like you cannot get mad at someone when they never figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And I know, and John has said this before in the past when we used to argue about this, and that was, you should know me by now. You should know me by now, but I don't. I'm sorry, and that's what I'm sorry. I did not know.
You can't always get it perfect.
I can't always get it right because if I knew, I would have done it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So we're not saying that you're never spontaneous, but there are some times, guys. I mean, I don't know.
Yes. Okay, real quick, I have to stop just to say, Camila says the blue is giving. She's talking about your sweatshirt.
Thanks.
It's technically purple, but I think you need to tell them where
Yeah,
you got that from.
It's technically purple. Oh, this was my birthday present
One of
from
them.
my husband.
When was your birthday?
The 24th. You want
So,
me to say my birthday
well, the
was
point
January
is,
24th?
we actually didn't go live the day after your birthday.
That's true.
So her birthday was last Tuesday. In a normal situation, on that Wednesday night, we would have shouted her out and did all kind of stuff, but we didn't even have a show.
I was too busy at a spa
Well, that was on the 24th. You were busy at
and
the spa.
eating
Right.
some
Yeah.
yummy food and wearing yummy presents too.
Okay, so Marine Vet Carlos says, communication is so important. The level of communication is based on the maturity level of the individual or individuals. I know people who are just as old as me, 44, but their communication skills are that of a high schooler. I just pray for them and leave it in God's hands.
Yeah.
That's good. Shalita says, Primo says, tonight I am for sure Team John for both introspection and vulnerability. Oh.
Okay.
Now Shalita needs to be saying that, though. I need you to be Team
What
John,
up,
Shalita.
Shalita?
We already know Primo Team John every week, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Stephen Foster, your chemistry together is phenomenal. You should be heard by millions. Aw.
Thank you, Stephen.
April thinks like most men, by the way.
She does.
You know, it's funny because I'm just realizing that, first of all, if you see the response, a lot of the women are saying that
Yes.
the man should read.
Right.
Wow. And as I was reading up, just kind of getting my mind going on this, I saw that it was a lot of men saying their wives
yes.
are. I guess that's just how it is in this
particular thing.
This particular thing.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that though. Hey, Tiffany.
Straight Up No Chaser says the same thing. Chime's not surprised at your love language. What's up, Tiffany? Good to see you. Donna Scott, I believe communication trumps love languages. It's a great thing, but we have to talk often. So
you
okay.
think communication, Obama's love languages.
Right.
Okay.
Obama's. That's how we say it in this house. Anyway, so here's the thing, Donna. I see what you're saying, but I don't agree with the idea that one is more important than the other. I actually think that in some cases, the communication part of it may be actually a piece of the love language. So in April's case, for instance, she is a words of affirmation person.
And that's probably why I want John to tell me what he
It's
wants.
actually because of her love language that it's necessary for me to start asking. I think that's a way to meet her where she is. I think she's been trying for 22 years to meet me where I am. And what she's been asking for is, hey, every so often it'd be nice if you threw me a bone and just told me what you want.
Often.
You know what I'm
I would
saying?
say,
Just let me get it.
and I guess I would say to the ladies, since I forgot who it was that said that. Stephen, who said that that most
she thinks
men
by
are
moment,
wanting,
right.
most
Right.
women are wanting their husbands to read their minds.
Yes.
I would say, what were you saying? I just lost my train of thought.
That I think I'm throwing you a bone by saying here.
Yeah, just throw, every so often throw him a bone
Yeah.
because it's very. I think sometimes too, for me, it was a little walking on eggshells too.
Right.
It was a little walking on eggshells because it's like, oh man, am I getting this right? And then somebody's upset because you didn't do what it is that they wanted you to do,
Right.
but you were trying. You
Right.
actually were trying to think about what it is that they want. So I think every so often, like you said, because I do know John, I do give him things that spontaneously give, but I do believe that sometimes John has to. I would like for you to ask,
Right.
because John sometimes has specific things that almost, mind reading just will not even.
Like I said, I think those are times that I'm actually in a mood where
Yes.
almost nothing you do would be just right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And-
Because
and in those cases, I probably need to
in those
communicate that
instances,
too.
you're needing something specific.
yes.
Saying when you need something specific,
Right.
You know,
gotta say
that's
it.
very different.
I agree.
That's very different.
Tiffany said closed mouths don't get fed.
Oh,
It can be a catch-22 sometimes. I agree.
can. It
And so,
can,
and so,
Tiffany.
and
That's
so,
how I
And so that's
feel.
been the issue for years.
It
It's been the catch-22.
can.
It's like, I want this thing from her, but I don't want to articulate it because the moment I articulate it, I feel like it diminishes what she does for me because it makes me feel like she's only doing it because I asked.
But then you just found out that was not
But
the
I never
case.
tested that theory.
So when you tested it,
So here's the thing, though. What I'm looking forward to in the future is to see if this is always the case.
Yeah.
That particular time, you responded in a way that fed my love language in a way that I didn't know I even needed.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm wondering is if the next time I ask you to do something and you respond slightly differently, or because you've responded that way to me before, I'm looking for that again and I don't get it, I'm gonna wonder whether or not it taints things. So I need to really,
Yeah.
I need to,
You need to test it out.
keep testing it.
Yeah,
but
test it out.
I've only done it a couple of times.
you have. You've
You know
only
what I'm
done. I
saying?
think you do want to make sure it's not gonna get. You're afraid it's gonna get jacked up.
I am. I'm honestly, you know how you have a crush on somebody and then you meet them for real and it's like, they're kind of whack.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the way that happened, surprised me in such a way that I was like, I don't want to do that again the very next day and they get something different and be disappointed. Let me pump my brakes and I'll ask for something a while from now. So I
Yeah.
haven't asked in like a week. Maybe it's just been a couple of days. I can't remember the last thing I asked for. But anyway, the point is I will do it again and we will see. Donna says, April, we share the same birthday. Still
No
celebrating.
way.
Happy birthday.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Happy belated birthday.
That's really nice. So it's
And thank
funny.
you, Lovely Rose.
Lovely Rose says happy birthday as well. Happy belated birthday.
I got a
Very
birthday
nice.
twin on here.
Yeah. Andrew thinks asking is better than stewing. I don't know, Andrew. And let me tell you what I mean by that.
Andrew. I agree.
Okay, I agree too.
I agree.
I agree in theory that asking is better than stewing.
Would you
but-
rather stew?
I'm from being honest, sometimes yes.
Wow.
And
So
it's
explain
bad.
that.
I think it's that you're always holding out hope that your significant other will
sounds
notice,
terrible.
and
Yeah.
do something about it. And so what ends up happening is
But sometimes your partner is doing something and it's not what you want. And then
Facts.
so you
That's
can't even
facts.
see.
That's
They're
facts.
trying. They're doing I mean,
Yes.
I've had that happen.
You're right.
I'm like, ooh, if I do this, that's not what you wanted. I didn't know. Ooh, let me try something else. That's not what you wanted. So you don't even notice it
right,
because that's not what you wanted.
right.
So I'm telling you, it really is. It is something. I always say that I really believe acts of service people they're special.
I don't know if it's that deep.
I don't know. 'Cause
If
they're
you had,
different.
if your
I think
acts of
they're
service score,
different.
if your acts of service score was a 7 instead of a 2, I don't think you would be saying that right now.
Mine was not a 2
It's a 2.
because I like acts of service.
So
honey.
Sophia says, if you throw a bone every once in a while over 22 years, she might be more spontaneous by now because she would have a better idea of what to do.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I never thought about that. That is exactly what that is so true. I've had to guess all these years. I'm serious.
You don't have to guess.
I've had to guess.
It ain't
I
that
don't have
much.
to guess on some things, but I'm saying when you're in those moods where you need something and you don't want to say, that's a walk on eggshell time.
Edward likes your hair. He said, nice hair mending hall.
Thanks, Woo.
Sophia says, also, we don't want to get it wrong. We want you to give us that happy dance, shake your butt reaction. Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. When April is spontaneous with it and when she gets it right, I feel the most fulfilled in that situation. I feel the most loved in that situation. I still felt very loved when I asked you and you felt like you really wanted to do it, but I don't think it was quite as high. So I would say I'll give it a 10 when it's like you just knew
I knew
and
exactly
it
what
was
you-
right on.
right,
That's a
right
10.
on.
The other day when I had to ask, it was a 9, but it still did something for me. So I thought that was good. And I do think in that way, Andrew, you're exactly right. That was way better than stewing. The reaction I got when
yeah.
I got that was way better. So
Yeah.
you're right. Stewing is dumb. But honestly, stewing is not about logic. It's about you being your feelings. So it's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not
And I think sometimes you need to be in your feelings for yourself.
maybe.
Yeah. That's something you need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for
you're
that
probably
moment.
Egu says the people who get their way in life complain the most. So who are we talking about here?
I don't get
April?
it.
Are we talking about April or me? Because I will agree with you.
The people
Depend-
who get their way in life complain the most.
Now, if you're
Okay,
talking about
okay.
April, then I'll say yes. You're absolutely right
What?
about that. Too. But if it's me, I don't agree with that.
Explain,
You know
Woo.
What's up, Aisha?
Hey.
How you doing? Good to see you. Camila said January birthdays are the best.
I agree.
I think September birthdays
January
are the best,
babies
but
are the
whatever.
best.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Deborah says
Hey.
stewing is just. Oh, Deborah Henry, what's up?
Hey.
Stewing is just ego, and it gets in the way of seeing the sincere efforts of your partner. There may be some truth to that. There may be some truth to that. I don't know that it's only ego though, because I guess what I'm saying and what I'm really trying to
Because
say
I
about
stew
this.
sometimes. It's not. I'm not saying that. Not
Yeah.
saying that my. Usually
I
say
think
ego
the times
for men,
that I
but
think the times that we stew though, it's when we're depleted love language wise.
I do believe
So-
that as
so I-
well.
I
And
think-
it's not just that. Stewing also goes along with the stress level too. I think sometimes when you are high stress or you're exhausted or whatever, and you're not getting your needs met, stewing is a part of the process for you to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
really do.
Sitting
I do.
with your feelings.
Sitting with
basically.
your feelings, and
Yeah.
sometimes I think that's okay. Sometimes you need to sit with your feelings, but I do believe that when it is acted out towards your partner like it's their fault,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it's a problem when they don't even know what you want. You see what I'm saying? They didn't do anything wrong. You're in your feelings. You're depleted. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong.
Facts.
It's just you need something from them.
Right.
But the problem
And they
is
didn't pick up
when
the cues or
it
whatever.
is taken out on them as if they did do something.
Right.
And they don't know what's going on. I
Right.
think that...
Whose
and so-
situation are you talking about now, though?
well, I ain't talking about myself stewing in it. I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Joe Ryan, okay?
Tiffany says, as women, we are nurturers, so we naturally are fixers, and men at times need to be more intentional on being emotionally available. All right. I don't know if emotional availability is my issue, but maybe it is.
No, I think you're available emotionally.
Okay, good.
I've never really had that issue
Right.
of you not being available emotionally.
I agree.
Yeah. But
To Sophia's comment, also, asking assists in training your partner to read your mind better in the future. Yeah, that's true.
yes, it does.
It's a very good
I think
point.
it does. It really does.
So I'll just keep doing it then. Starting to feel bad for April. Mind reading is not easy.
It's
Hey.
really not.
Don't feel bad for her. In fact, Miss Straight Up No Chaser, that is not your MO. To be feeling bad for people and
Oh,
stuff.
my
You're Miss Straight Up No
goodness.
Chaser.
That is
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
That is true.
Bump
You
all
are
that.
Miss Straight Up No Chaser.
Yeah, you feel bad for me.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that I think it's personalities. Let's go back to personalities. We talk about this every time.
Yes.
We end up with saying, talking about personalities. Because
Yes.
for me, I think it has a lot to do with who I am as a person. Because for
Mm-hmm.
me, I like checklists.
You do.
I like checklists because I'm like, if you give me, even at work, like if you give me a checklist, I'm going to do all this stuff right.
Right.
And I'm going to take what you've given me and I'm going to tweak it and make it my own. So it's going to really be good. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need it. I don't want you to tell me how to do it.
Right.
But if you give me a checklist saying I would like A, B, and C done, and you would allow me to do these 3 things in my own way,
Yes.
man,
That's
I
when you're
mean,
happiest.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you say, hey, babe, these are some things that I really, I like, or I like you to do A, B, and C, then I can do it in a way that is spontaneous.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it has to be like that all the time because
Right.
I do know
Right.
you and I do know the things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you want. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if that's a problem in your relationships and you are that kind of person that likes a checklist, that's something that I think that's reasonable.
I think so
Say.
too.
Especially if I'm going to do it in my own way and I'm going to do it in a way that I know you like it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, I do. I think that's true.
Yes. So I think personality goes along
It
with
does.
that too.
It does make a difference. There's no question. Okay, so Sophia says stewing is like throwing a tantrum. No bueno.
Mm-hmm,
We realize we missed something and we want to make it right, but now you're mad, which puts us in an eggshell situation that we don't know how to get out of.
Yep. It is. It's
So
walking
I-
on eggshells, man. I actually despise walking on eggshells.
I don't-
hate that.
I don't always agree, though, that stewing is like throwing a temper tantrum. Now, there is throwing a temper tantrum, but I think stewing sometimes is not doing that. Like just now, how April described herself stewing, which is more like sitting with her feelings. I don't know. I think there's
I think-
throwing a temper tantrum, and I
Yes,
think there's stewing.
sitting with your feelings. But I think stewing sounds like you are throwing a temper. I think that word stewing, sitting in your is that what you said? In your feelings or
I
with
guess.
your feelings?
Whatever. I said with, but it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
whatever.
Same thing. You're just sitting in your feelings.
I think that's that's me maybe being quiet and having some time where I don't really want to express myself at the moment.
Right.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But if your stewing is is throwing a temper tantrum where you're walking around pouting, you're slamming doors, you're huffing, that's a different. That's
That's
stewing,
a temper tantrum. That's not
Right.
stewing.
But
in my
stewing
opinion.
sounds like because when you stew something, it gets doesn't it start
No,
to boil?
It does not.
Or
A
it's
stew-
just boil. No,
stew-
it has a light boil though.
Stew, you're gonna turn it all the way down, and it's gonna simmer for like 5 hours.
That's true.
So
That's a
not
long
that's
time,
not
though.
boiling over. or
Yeah, but
nothing
that's
like
a long
that.
time to simmer for 5 hours.
Oh, agreed.
So you really don't want to stew.
I agree. But all I'm saying is I don't think stewing and temper tantrum are the same. But I agree with you,
Yeah.
Sophia, that the temper tantrum thing is a problem. And if that's what's happening and it leads to this other thing of eggshells and all that kind of stuff, that's agreed. No
But I
bueno.
will say that some people's stewing does feel like a temper tantrum.
That's true. Apparently, Sophia's husband stewing feels that way because
Don't be doing that.
I'm sorry. You're
Don't
right.
be doing
You're
that
right.
to Mr.
My
Ford
bad.
now.
My bad.
Don't be doing that.
Sophia just said, I agree, April. It's personality. I'm an analytical person, so checklists, sticky notes, and calendars are my salvation.
Exactly.
We have we have to totally accept our partner's
Yes.
personality, and I think your adjustment in telling sometimes will help you do that.
I agree.
I agree with that too. And so
Yes.
I've always felt accepted by April and specifically when it comes to this, I have never felt in any way that she is pushing back at the idea of trying to be spontaneous or trying to fulfill my love language of acts of service. But, she said, my husband doesn't stew, he pouts.
That's so funny. Oh, that's funny.
I pout sometimes,
I was
too.
going to say, I think you pout. I pout sometimes, too.
Yeah.
Everyone wants people to take the time to figure them out.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think you're right.
And I think in doing that, when you spend the time doing that, it makes me feel like I'm worth that time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think we both want that. And that's a positive thing in our relationship.
It is. We
wanting
both
to feel
want
like that. So sometimes I want the effort of you trying to figure out what will bring me happiness as opposed to me just telling you. There are other times where I think just telling you is the way to go.
And I need you to know, and I think when you're in and I'm talking about healthy relationships, I think both partners, if you're in a healthy relationship, are always trying to figure out what it is that they can do to make their spouse happier or their partner happier. You know what I mean? Or to give them something without them asking. I do believe that is something that I know I try to do.
You definitely
know
do.
what I mean?
To me, that's been the theme of our relationship.
But I also think that for me, the asking part, I think I'm like, I guess sometimes I'm like, just give me a little break sometimes. You know what I mean? Just give me a little break because you don't ask. John,
True, that's true.
You don't at all.
Well, there's something else I don't do
Like if
that
you could just
told
give me a little.
There's something else that I don't do that you told me recently. You actually said to me, you said, okay, I want to do something for you, but I don't want you to say no. Like, just let me do it.
Yes. So let me tell y'all something. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said that.
I know, I am.
And I don't know if and you guys who are acts of service out there, you can agree, say, yes, this is true. But I think for this particular acts of service person, John, he is the kind of person that if I say, which just happened the other day, I wish I could remember what it was. I said, do you want me to, man, I wish I could remember what it was. I don't know. Do you want me to put lotion on your back? I'll just use that, okay? And there are times when John will just be like,
first of all, I never say no to that. That's just real quick.
Okay,
this is
I
not a
won't
good
say that
example.
one. That's
But
not a good
anyway,
example.
go ahead.
I can't give one then.
We use that though.
Okay,
I
do you want me to
I just want them to know. I always say yes to that one.
Do you want me to make you a sandwich? Whatever. I don't know. He'll be like, no. And I'll be like, why is he saying no? Because in my mind, I'm like, I know he wants me to do this. Like, why is he saying no? Now, I could just go do it. But whatever I'm asking, I have to ask you first. So it can't be sandwich. It's something that I need to ask you first.
So
you see
whatever
what I'm
example
saying?
you can't think of right now, you know for a fact this is something where you want to make sure you ask because there have been times that you've just done this and it's like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Right.
Right.
So I ask, do you want me to do this? And John will say, no, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, why can't you just say yes? So John actually has a hard time asking. And when I ask him, do you want me to do this for you? He says no. And then begins to stew.
No.
Oh, yes. Or pout later when I'm not fulfilling your love language. And I'm like, but I am trying. Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't remember that.
It's been very difficult.
So Miss Straight Up No Chaser asks, John, we have trained our boys to be strong as men. Does asking for what they want make them feel weak?
Yes. Does asking for what you want make you feel weak? And and me asking you and you saying yes, does that make you feel weak?
I don't think so. But the fact that I have to think about it says something. It makes me feel something. Just not sure if it's weak. But that might be it. But I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But there is, and I don't know why I do this. And so April said to me one time, look, I need you to just be a yes. I'm going to ask you, I want to do something for you and I just want you to accept it. And I was like, okay, fine. And whatever it was that she wanted to do for me, this particular thing, I can't remember what it is. This particular thing, I normally am like, nah, you don't have to do that. It's like sometimes I don't want to be a bother, or like let's say April had a long day at work. I don't want her to feel like she now has to come home and serve me, and so I will now be another thing on her list of things that she doesn't like doing because she's too tired. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know where he gets that from. John makes up his own things. Like I don't understand that.
I don't know where it comes from either. But maybe
Because
somebody else in the comments knows and knows what I'm saying. I don't know, but
because doing for you makes me. I'm like excited. I'm happy to do that
Yes,
for you.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
And so
it's
this
not
particular
like I'm
thing-
doing something else for work.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. But it's like, you know what it is, April? I think it's because I'm acts of service. I'm sometimes trying to show my love for you in the way that I like it. And
Right.
so my go-to thing is to give you a break or tell you don't have to do this. Go in there and, go take a nap, whatever, that kind of thing. And even if I did want something in that situation, I feel like it's inconsiderate of me to be asking for it or to even want it. So very often I find myself feeling bad about wanting you to do certain things for me because I know what kind of day you just had.
And honestly,
You understand what I'm
because
saying?
I know John, I won't necessarily go and lay down. I will still go and do, and then
Yeah.
we're good. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I don't. Anyway,
It's just so
Anyway,
in this way,
we don't have
I
to go
think I
into
am very complicated
yeah.
when it comes to
And
this.
when it comes to this, you
know what I'm
are,
saying?
and that's why it's been me trying to figure you out
Right.
because it's hard to figure out.
Tiffany
you know?
says, "Do you think you judge your significant other when you ask?" No, definitely not.
"What's that? I didn't get it."
She says, "Do I think I judge you when I ask you to do something for me?" I'm assuming that's what she's asking.
Do you think you judge your significant other when you ask? Oh, when I ask him,
Or maybe it's me asking you. Maybe it makes me feel like I'm judging you, saying, "Why aren't you doing this already?"
No.
I don't know what
No,
she
I
means.
don't-
Anyway,
no,
Tiffany,
right.
explain that.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so.
I think the answer is no, but I'm not sure. Lotion on the back often leads to childbirth 9 months later. That is actually true.
that can't happen in this house.
Yeah, we can't. You know what I'm saying? There's no way possible at this point.
Maybe his no is
yes.
yes. Madeline.
Sometimes that's true. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, you don't have to do that.
and
And
when
nah,
he
you don't have to do that. That usually means
And
if
I-
you really want to, go ahead. But I really don't want to be about
But
it.
I usually go on and do it when he's like, "Nah, you don't have to do it." I'll be like, "Babe, I'm doing it."
Mm-hmm.
Like just say yes, dude.
But I feel bad because
Why?
because I know what kind of day you just had.
But I didn't say anything. I don't. Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
Brittany.
We are all more comfortable speaking our native language. That's true.
Yes.
That is true. So
We are.
so I think April and I naturally give each other our top love language. April's always saying nice things to me, and I'm always trying to do stuff for her. I think that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes I think she always appreciates when I do things for her. But what she says to me sometimes is, "Look, I just want you to talk nice to me." I'm like, "Oh, I mean, okay."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's the same thing with me. She'll be saying all this stuff. I'll be like, "Yeah, I mean,
I'll be like, "Will you please
you
stop
could
saying
thank me.
thank you?"
You could thank me 40 times, or you could, do
Go
something.
bake me a sandwich.
Do something I like you doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
We are all more. Oh, sorry. Doing for your husband is not necessarily a task. Still go and do it. And that's the thing. I need John to know it's not a task. Like
Right.
I am, and I think I'm even more happy to do because you don't ask.
Right.
Now you will show me with a pout or some kind of. Now you do show it now.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're, you will show it,
Right.
but then I'm over here like, oh man, walking on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that he wants? Because, and I don't want to ask you because I know you don't want me to ask. You know what I mean? So it's
Yes.
like it's. But you know what? I have learned how to manage through because it's been this long.
Yes.
So it's all right now. We've figured out how to manage through that. But in the beginning, it was very difficult trying to figure it out.
All right, so here's what Tiffany says. I meant to say, do you feel like you're being judged when you ask for what you want?
Oh no, he does not feel that way.
No. And I thought
No.
that's what you were asking before. I
Yeah.
definitely,
No way.
don't. I don't feel, I'm not judging her, and I don't feel judged when I have to do it. No, it's not that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not comfortable. I was telling myself all this time, I didn't want to ask because I think it would mess up when she does the act. I won't actually know if she wants to do it or did she do it because I asked her to do it. But what I'm realizing as I did a deeper look is that it's really about being rejected. If I ask and she does anything to let me know that she really doesn't want to do it, then I'm like, I shouldn't have even asked.
But
You know
that
what
has
I'm
never
saying?
happened.
Because I don't ask. I mean, the only time I asked, it was great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
April, next time, give him a hug and give him a moment to decompress.
Well, he's not physical touch either, so
I'm physical touch. I'm not high on physical touch, but I'm not low. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
high on physical touch, and
I don't
John
mind
gives
a
me
little
physical
brown
touch
chicken, brown
like it don't
brown.
even like.
Oh yeah,
I-
that's never a
that's
problem.
not an issue.
Right.
physical touch is my
that's-
But you're
that's definitely
right.
not a problem
You're
at
right.
all.
I can give him a hug
Yeah.
and let him decompress.
All right, so the question is, Team John or Team April tonight? You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to come in. I need somebody to come through
I'll
tonight.
be Team
you know what
John tonight, babe.
I'm saying? Whatever, man.
I'll be Team John.
Brittany says she
tonight.
likes the royal blue too.
Thanks.
See, it looks like royal blue on
It
camera.
does, but it's actually purple. My favorite color is purple.
Right.
But it does look like
It does
royal
look-
blue on
and
here.
It, does
And it
look
looks
really,
nice. I
it
like
looks
royal
really
blue.
good.
Ooh, I might have to start
Yeah, I
wearing
love
royal
that.
blue. Oh, Anna.
Team April. Man, see.
Thanks, Anna.
Dang, Anna.
Well, Anna we probably can relate to this. Oh,
And so
thanks,
glad you guys are back
Andrew.
on. We're glad to be back on too, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to get more consistent with it, man.
It was good seeing you the other week, by the way,
Oh, you saw him at the
concert.
at the concert.
Yeah.
Hey, that was the other reason why. Wasn't that a Wednesday night? No, it wasn't. That was Saturday night. Never
You
mind.
were out of town, though.
I was out
Yeah.
of town. That's true. Sophia talking about Team April. Dang, I thought I had Sophia tonight, man.
So thank
Tiffany's
you,
Team
Sophie.
Nixon. That's good. You know what I'm saying? At least we got somebody that likes us both.
April clearly won this one.
Team April.
So I'm
April
Team
clearly won, so I'm Team John. Yeah!
I win again? Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, ever since we be back, I've been winning, babe.
It's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? And she talking about, you know me, Team Nixon.
Aww.
That's what Madeline said. So it's both of us again. So you don't get one.
John looks relaxed. You know why?
I am
You
relaxed.
know why, Woo? We'll talk later, okay? We'll call y'all. We'll talk later because that's a whole nother thing. Because John will be into a new position. Man, like, this is a new man over here.
Think so?
Yeah. Every
not
week, Woo,
changing
every
Team
week.
April.
Yay!
Every week what?
Every week that he has been in this, every week I've seen just more and more just relaxation. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that's made me know he's relaxed. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I know. Okay, when John is in a high stress job,
Uh-huh.
and he will not laugh at the silly memes that I like to laugh at, like
She be showing me all these
or is it
gifs, memes,
whatever. Gifts like y'all.
reels, whatever
I
it
will
is.
be reels. Okay, I will be cracking up over the silliest little thing.
And April
you know?
gets sillier
and I
at
mean,
the end
I'm
of
talking,
a day. Like when she's been at work all day and she needs it's like that laugh is like stress release for
y'all,
her.
I'm talking crying, laughing over something. I'll watch it again and again and again, just dying. John, and I'll show it to him and he'll just be like, that's not even funny. And I'll be like, what? I get mad. I'll be like, how are you not gonna think that's funny, right? So guys, John has been showing me gifts. What is it? I don't
All
want
of
to say
it.
gifts.
Gifts?
Whatever.
Memes, TikToks,
Y'all,
whatever.
He has been cracking. I'm talking about like crying. And I'm like, this is so good because now I can turn to him and be like, yo, look at this. And we can be dying in the. He has a
Administrative
harder
No
time.
Chaser says John, Team April.
Yay.
Awesome show, guys. Thank you.
John has a harder time doing that when he's high stress. So we have literally been cracking up.
Ego thinks you
nightly.
enjoy comedy more than me.
I do.
That may be true.
I will watch. Listen, I'm telling you, I want in my other life. Can you say that? Is that what you said? In your other life?
You mean like your second act, like after you're done with this job kind of thing? What do you mean?
No, like if in my other life
Like
I
you
would
have
have
another
been.
life? Oh, yeah, like an alternate reality. or
I would have been
something?
a comedian.
I don't think that's true. You would not have been a comedian.
I would have been a comedian.
You would have been an actress.
Well, yeah,
Oh, but you probably.
but I
both.
would have been on a comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
I honestly, y'all, I really want to be on Abbott Elementary so badly.
Do you really?
Yes. I could be a little side. I could just be a one, but
Like an extra.
teacher and comedy.
Right.
What? Oh my goodness, yes, I'll be an extra.
Camilla
Anyway.
says, "So happy for you. It's going to be great. It has been so far.
Yes,
Brittany, I love you both.
thanks.
Love you too.
Love you too.
You laughing so much, so he gave no choice but to laugh. But I mean, no. Sometimes
No,
she'd be laughing
I'm
real
telling
hard,
you,
and I
I'll be
won't
laughing
laugh.
hard, and John will not
Right.
laugh. He'll just be like,
Laughter releases endorphins. That's
it
definitely
does.
true. We
But
gotta
John
do
will be
that.
like, babe, that's so lame. It's not even funny. What are you laughing at? It's not even funny. And I'll be like, how is this not funny? That girl just tripped over and over again down the steps. How is that not hilarious?
Oh man.
Anyway,
All right,
I'm silly right now, y'all,
need to
'cause
make
I'm
sure y'all
really
follow us
sleepy.
on all of our stuff. We're on TikTok, everything. You know what I'm saying, make sure you do that.
yeah, go ahead and follow us if
And,
you're not following us. We love y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
Let's start the petition. Yeah, Andrew.
Abbott Elementary.
Yes.